Match day at St James's Park in Newcastle. Guest of honour, Police Constable David Rathband.
Are you wrapped up warm? Where are you? Come here. What you got on?
My hat.
Yeah?
Super bright.
Yeah.
David's life changed dramatically this year in one moment of extreme violence.
There you go,
I feel like somebody that was doing a job on the day. I've always tried to do my job as professionally as I possibly could, and I think there are far better people to be called a hero than me.
It was the early hours of the 4th of July. Police in Newcastle were on the hunt for Raoul Moat. Moat had already shot 2 people, killing 1, when he appeared at PC Rathband's car window and stuck a gun in his face.
I was frightened to death. I knew what was coming, and to be honest, there was nothing else I could do other than just sit there and wait for the bang. And what I did on the night, looking back, is the best I could do, and the best I could do was enough to save my life. Did you get it on the radio, Ash?
David spent weeks in hospital and has been left blind, but he bears no malice to the man who shot him.
I refuse for somebody like Raoul Moat to spoil what I had or what I will have any further. He had his chance. He wasn't good enough or able enough to do it, and here I am, living proof.
Half-time at the match, and David is introduced to the crowd. He's here to promote a Christmas single.
Hopefully with the support of people in the northeast and all the way across the rest of the country, we're going to beat the X Factor for us, Christmas #1.
The money will go to David's new charity, the Blue Lamp Foundation. It aims to give money to police, firefighters and paramedics injured in the line of duty. The charity work is dominating David's time, this a sponsored walk. But he's also had to learn to rebuild his life.
We have our tough times, you know, when the door's shut at home and everything's quiet. My wife and I sometimes will, you know, get very upset, and my wife will sort of reflect on what we've lost. We had a very good life before this happened, and we're now having to rebuild from the beginning. I take more satisfaction out of the fact that I survived, knowing that I stared death in the face.
David has faced extraordinary danger, but despite the risks, he hopes to return to work next year. Graham Satchell, BBC News.
Shared a link to this site through Facebook.
And then my friend blindfolded himself for a day, so he knew how to work both of them, and on the following evening came and taught me how to use them. So it was a very short-lived frustration. But the overriding thing is that if I feel down, you know, my wife will come along and she'll give me a kick up the backside, and that's all I need. Sometimes you just need that little kick to say, look, you know, you're not doing this, you're not sort of being negative, and luckily on 2 occasions she's had to do that. So there will be dark days, you know. I'm not foolish to think that my life's going to be a breeze, but as long as my wife's sort of pushing me on and my children, I'll get through it.
We could sit here all of the time and say, why has this happened? And, you know, I was really quite happy with my life, thank you very much, I didn't want it to change. But there's no point, because it's not going to change anything. There's been probably 3 or 4 occasions where he's felt really down, and a lot of that has stemmed from the fact that he's not able to contribute as much as he wants to. So he gets incredibly frustrated, but he snaps himself out of it really quickly.
So you don't have to say, come on, David, because he does it himself?
Yeah, sometimes I do.
What do you say to him?
Sometimes I do. You know, if he's feeling really down, and I'll say, well, David, it is what it is. There's no point in feeling sorry for ourselves and dwelling on what you can't do. We've got to focus and concentrate on what we can do. You know, and if there are things that he can't do, we've got to channel all of our energies into exploring how he can do it.
And how are the children? How are your 2 teenage children?
They're fantastic. They have adapted incredibly well. I don't think there's been too much change for them. We've tried to keep things as normal as is possible. I mean, the one significant change at the moment is that David isn't able to do as much with them as he would, you know, taking mere ice skating and normal activities that we would normally do have taken a little bit of a back seat. But they've been absolutely fantastic, but I believe completely that is because they also appreciate the fact that their dad's here. What has happened has undoubtedly had a huge impact on our lives. We can't also change the people that we are and become bitter and, you know, really resentful and really angry, because that's not only going to affect myself and David, but that's going to have a knock-on effect to the children. And we can't let that happen, you know, we just can't.
My dad's definitely a hero because of the amount of courage he's shown is just remarkable. Like, the strength he's shown from day one is just amazing.
We have got a bit of an obstacle on the path ahead of us, so I'm going to let you find your way through that.
My desire to get back to some level of normality drives me on, but the charity has been a big part of my recuperation. The aim of the charity is to hopefully allow nobody that's been injured as a result of a criminal act in the police, ambulance and firefighting service to be affected by financial constraints.
Dave's been a huge inspiration, not just to friends and colleagues, but to a much wider community. Throughout, he's shown remarkable bravery, professionalism and dignity, and his gritty determination to come back to the job he loves has been extraordinary.
Yeah, I'm just ringing, you know, the logo...
This is just the beginning with regards to the foundation, and it's full steam ahead. It's just trying to slow him down a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to have much luck with that.
David and his wife Kath are attending the hospital today for something David's been really excited about.
It's to have some moles taken of my eye sockets and hopefully get some prosthetic eyes made.
And what difference does that make to you?
Well, cosmetically it'll make a big difference. I want to look as normal as possible. How are you doing?
Usually when people have artificial eyes fitted, they have one good eye to match the colour to. But as David will eventually have two artificial eyes, there's a choice to be made.
You can have whatever colour eyes you want. So, blue.
Steve McQueen blue. But I don't want an eye colour that people take more notice of the eye colour when they're talking to me. So, Kath's probably the best person to pick my eye colour.
Have a look.
Don't get a bloodshot one.
No, so that's really, I think that's going to look really noticeable.
Yeah.
I think the greeny blue.
Right, we'll go with that.
Is that in?
Yeah.
God, that's amazing.
It just looks so real. It looks fantastic. Really, you look just like you.
Dear David and family, your stories touch the hearts of decent folk everywhere, the world over.
His strength of character has absolutely amazed me. Yeah, it has. I'm really proud of him.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome PC David Rathband with his children Mia and Ashley. David, I hope that ovation has given you some idea how respected and loved you are in this country now for everything you've achieved since that awful day.
You know, I willingly went out there to protect, and there are other people that willingly go out to protect, serve and save, and we unwillingly ask for money when we need it, and I want to be there for when somebody is injured and they can make a claim to the Blue Lamp Foundation, and they will never ever sit in a hospital bed. And they will never ever worry about money as I had. It's not right, it's not fair, and it must stop.
Present you with your award. Please welcome the Deputy Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Nick Clegg.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. David, you're the hero of your community, but you're also the hero of those countless men and women who serve every day on behalf of us all in our emergency services with such professionalism and dedication. I am quite simply overawed by your courage and by your dignity. David, you are the pride of Britain.
Thank you.
Well done. Fantastic.
Congratulations once more to our Emergency Services Award winner, PC David Rathband.
Can we talk about your amazing eyes? Because they are a rather fantastic shade of blue, if I might say. Your wife chose them, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she matched her shoes or handbag with them.
There she is, your gorgeous wife, Kath. She has been, obviously, a tower of strength, but you didn't necessarily at first think that that was always going to be the case, did you? You were worried about how it would affect her.
I mean, I think like anybody, if you go through something as serious as I went through, and on a scale of my scale, it was probably an 8. Some people it would be nothing, but I think you question people's resilience, and I shouldn't really have ever questioned her resilience, because out of all of the people I've ever met, she's the only person that I would count on and trust, and all of the things that you crave for in life. She's an amazing woman. So
she is, and she said her answer to your doubts were in sickness and in health.
I know.
Those were the vows.
See, that's a woman's thing, guy. I can't even remember my vows. She probably knows at what point I said them as well. But no, I mean, joking apart, I mean, she is as honest as honestly, if you cut her through the middle, she would just, it'd be like a piece of Blackpool rock. She would have love, trust, and all of the nice, gooey things in the middle.
And she is there for you every single day, every step of the way. And they're your beautiful children as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I said at the very beginning, you immediately have turned something incredibly negative and that could drag somebody down into a well of misery and despair into something positive. And already your foundation is helping people.
All right, another remarkable runner, finally, a man whose progress we've all been following. It's PC David Rathband, who lost his sight after being shot last year. How are you, Dave?
I'm fine, thanks, Chris.
You looking forward to Sunday?
A little bit.
Tell us about your tell us about your training.
It went well from January, and then took a dip while the trial went on, but we got back 2 weeks ago.
OK, and how long do you hope to finish the course in? What's the duration of your run?
Before the road sweeper.
OK, I'm with you, pal, and you got your mates here to help you. What do these guys do? Who are these?
Yeah, Steve to my right, Robin to Steve's right, and Steve and I have a wristband between each other.
Yeah.
And we basically run about 6 inches apart. And then I've got Gareth to my left, another police officer.
All right, well done. Round of applause for all our runners. Good luck to you guys. Going into the one-shot dash in a bit.
Joining me here at the start is PC David Rathband, whose life really dramatically changed last July when he was shot and blinded by gunman Raoul Moat. And David, I know you are a very positive man, but there must be also times when it's really hard not to look back.
Yeah, I think, you know, some parts of the day I look back, but there's the rest of the day to look forward, I think, and it's far easier to look forward than backward.
Yeah, but with everything you've been through with yourself, but also, again, it affects your family, your wife and your 2 kids so much.
Yeah, that's the hardest bit, because I know that it's you know, it's really got to my wife and my children. So, you know, I can be as big and brash as I want to get through it, but there's 3 other individuals that it's really hurting. So.
But you've been incredibly brave and also very positive, and you saying that when you were in hospital you decided that you wanted to start this charity, the Blue Lamp Foundation. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's really something that's passionate to me. It's about, you know, there's fire officers, police officers, ambulance, paramedics that go out to care for people. They get injured now and again. You don't necessarily hear about it in the news unless they're, you know, murdered. This is going to put things right. There was no help for me from the people that I thought there should have been, and there was no financial assistance. So we're hopefully going to try and bridge the gap, and when they need immediate financial aid, they can call upon us and we can help out.
And now, it must be obviously very difficult, I mean, running the marathon. Tell us of the training, because you have a guide, it's a neighbour, isn't it, a friend of yours, Steve, who's going to guide you round.
Yeah, Steve runs to my left, and we'll have a Velcro cord between us, so there'll be 6 inches between us. So he'll direct me left, right, whatever's coming up. I'll have a bib on so people that know behind me that I'm blind. But basically it's just getting a comfortable pace that I can run at, and Steve will drop into that, or a comfortable walk, whatever, you know, whatever we need to do to get through.
OK, and I know you're wanting to raise a lot of money, and also you want to say hi to your brother as well.
I want to say hello to my twin brother in Australia, and I'm sorry he can't get here, but hi to Darren, Angie, and see you soon.
Okay. I said I don't know whether in Australia, but you said he's watching us. So
yeah,
that's
he'll be watching.
OK, David, well, good luck today, and best of luck with that. OK, well, we'll be following, of course, David's story, but also there are many other stories to tell.